welcome back to my channel. Look, I'm a happy little Easter bunny. Today's video, I am going to look back over the history of Shona the fitness professional, dive deep into the archives of my mind to bring to you the biggest mistakes in fitness I have made. Despite what you might think, I'm not actually perfect. And I've made quite a lot of mistakes in my time. And so I thought I'd make this little video just to share with you some of the mistakes I've made. Maybe you can recognize them in yourself, you can build upon them and not make them. Or if you hadn't made them yet, you can avoid them completely. Let's just get straight into it. This is going to be a cathartic experience for me. But hopefully we'll all come out the end feeling better and having learned something from it. Okay, number one, not trusting your instincts. When I first got into exercising, I was so keen to learn about the best way to achieve what I wanted to achieve, which was probably, if I'm honest, lose a bit of fat, build a bit of muscle, just generally look a bit better. And I was really bad for not trusting my own judgment when it came to the information that people gave me. So if there was someone that I looked up to and trusted and was a good friend, if they told me that the best way to do something was through this method, then I would just unquestioningly, unblinkingly follow them into the horizon and do what they told me. Because of that, I ate paleo for a very long time. And I would say eating paleo was one of the biggest mistakes I have made. I'm sure I was probably a bit healthier because if you don't know what a paleo diet is, it is recreating a caveman diet where you only eat meat, fruit, nuts, seeds, oh of course vegetables, and that's it. You remove gluten, wheat, dairy from your diet, basically anything that is man-made or processed. But there is absolutely no calorie control in the paleo diet whatsoever, and if you give someone with a big appetite a free rein on a certain amount of foods, then guess what happened? I went buck daft and I was 75 kilos, which is really a lot heavier than I should be. Number two is being a fitness zealot. If you don't know what a zealot is, let me read to you the dictionary definition. A zealot is a person who is fanatical and uncompromising in pursuit of their religious, political, or other ideals. Obviously that relates to things a bit more serious than fitness, but this absolutely applies when it comes to fitness. I bet you know so many fitness zealots out there. People who are emotionally connected to the thing that they do. So whether that's being a CrossFitter or being a powerlifter or eating vegan, those things are so part of their identity that if they hear anything negatively said about what that is, then it is like a personal offense to them. And I'm not gonna lie, when I first got into CrossFit, I was a CrossFit zealot. If anyone ever slagged off CrossFit, which I'm not gonna lie, happens very regularly, I would take it personally. It would be a personal affront to me. Whereas now I realise that I am Shona, I'm a personal trainer who does CrossFit. I am not CrossFit, I'm Shona. And if someone slags off CrossFit, that's fine, I just happen to do it. I would advise against being so emotionally connected to what you do because it's just gonna make you unhappy. At the end of the day, it's just exercise. And I'm gonna kick pull-ups if I want to, bitch! Always remember that there is a million different ways to achieve the same outcome. There's a saying, there's many ways to skin a cat. There's many ways to get the body you want. When I first became a personal trainer, I refused to do anything that didn't qualify as functional with my clients. Functional basically means any movement that you would probably recreate in real life, and the idea is to make you fitter and stronger for the things that you would do in life rather than building muscles to look good, if you know what I mean. That lasted a couple of months because clients would come to me and be like, I want to build a bum or I want to build some shoulders, and I'd be like, well, the only way I know how to work your bum is by deadlifting and kettlebell swings, and like that's about it. I had to open my mind and realise that not everyone that trains with me just wants to do functional movement. Some people want to build muscle, some people want to look a bit skinnier, some people want to look good in an outfit that they've got for a wedding that's coming up. And me as a personal trainer, I need to work with that. And so instead of having just one set of tools in my toolbox, I opened my mind, I learned from other personal trainers and used the techniques that I'd learned to then work with my clients. Doing functional movement isn't going to build you a really good set of glutes. Doing specific isolation exercises for a set of glutes is going to build you a set of glutes. Be aware that there's lots of different things that you need to do to achieve your goals, and there's lots of different ways you can do it. Open your minds, open it, get it open. Stop being so closed-minded. Okay, stop comparing yourself to others. It's not going to end well. I don't think this is anything that is maybe specific to fitness. I think this is just specific to people. With social media and Instagram, it's made that problem so much worse. There are 1 million different factors involved in performance, in the way you look, in how strong you are. I am guilty of comparing myself to other people, but then I have to think, what was their background before they came to the gym? Were they athletic at school? What's the length of their arms and legs? Because obviously that makes a difference as well. Are they genetically more likely to gain muscle and strength than I am? Is their diet more on point than mine? They probably drink less than I do. That's definitely a factor. Negroni! Please stop comparing yourself to other people. It's not going to make you better. It's just going to make you really unhappy. Emphasizing quantity over quality. Thinking that the more you train, the better you're going to be. And that is absolutely a big mistake that a lot of people make. I see it all the time at Pure Gym. I see people do 3 classes back to back. To be completely honest, the intensity at which they do those 3 classes is kind of low. I think watching them that they would be much better off doing 1 class at a really high intensity, giving it their all, giving it 100%, than 3 half-assed classes. Always use your whole ass! And a lot of people think that if they want to lose weight or if they want to be stronger, they want to be better, they need to throw everything at it, like throw all the hours that they've got at their training. If you do that really, really quickly, you're gonna get injured. Your body just won't be able to react to the stimuli of training. It won't be able to adapt and recover because it's constantly being broken down. You might be surprised that less sometimes equals more, especially when that less is really, really good quality exercise at a great intensity.
I think that was the most articulate I've been in this whole video.
This is quite a funny but sad one when I think about this. Sometimes some of the decisions that I've made have defied logic completely. When I first started seeing Paul, I was so excited about going out with this big rugby player and hanging out with his big rugby player friends, and I would eat the same size portions as him and his pals. And funnily enough, I started to gain weight. And I think the really depressing thing is, and a lot of women don't actually realise, is that how few calories we require for our day-to-day life in comparison to men. We're just not as muscular, as dense, as big. We just don't need as much food. And that was a mistake I made. I would eat as much as him, he would stay the same, and I would slowly become more like him in size. Not good. And equally, in the same token, another mistake I've made is that thinking that I've absolutely smashed a session. So for example, you've just trained really hard in the gym, you've been sweating, you're absolutely done in, and thinking that, do you know what, we've trained so hard, let's go and have a chicken Nando's and we'll have a whole chicken and 2 sides including peri-peri fries and maybe some unlimited frozen yogurt. I'm so hungry. Anyway, what was I saying? Thinking that training really hard equals a lot of food And you might actually be surprised that the amount of calories that you burn in 1 hour of exercise is definitely not equal to eating tons of food. Actually, what I've learned over the years is what burns more calories is just general activity throughout the day. So, for example, if I was sat my arse all day but did 1 hour of really intense exercise, then I don't burn as many calories as if I just walked about all day and didn't actually train. I've actually been making this mistake throughout the last 5 weeks with the Open, because it's the Open, everyone's been happy and celebrating. People have been bringing in cakes and sweets and bread and delicious things. And you do a 9-minute AMRAP, and once you do 38 reps and you think, do you know what, I've earned that brownie. When in fact I probably burned about 50 calories and probably ate about 600. Here's one that I've actually mentioned before in one of my other videos. But when I first became a personal trainer, I was working a lot in the gym and I didn't actually have time to go to a CrossFit gym and train. So I had to do all my own training in LA Fitness where I worked. I was encouraged to get into bodybuilding because I've always been, in terms of fitness, someone who needs a goal and a drive and a focus. So I thought, instead of training for CrossFit, I'm going to train for bodybuilding. We got a date of a show together. I had a coach who was someone I worked with. I'm just going to put as a disclaimer just now, I am absolutely not slagging him off. If anything, he has taught me so much, and I have him to thank a lot for a lot of the things that I've learned over the years. So we had 16 weeks. And I really struggled with the dieting. The dieting was very difficult. I found the training quite fun, but I dieted for a long time and discovered that I didn't really have very much muscle. I had dieted right down and I was just skinny. In that time, I feel like I developed a lot of insecurities about my body because I got really skinny, I got really tiny, and then obviously after that I gained my body fat back to what I had been before. I felt really insecure because I had been this little tiny thing. I developed kind of a weird relationship with food afterwards, and I feel that a lot of people see personal trainers being bodybuilders, see people on their Instagram being bodybuilders and competing, and not actually being aware of the ramifications of actually being a bodybuilder, and that you do have to extreme diet and diet in a way that for a lot of women your periods will stop, so that will have a lasting effect on your body. And then also for men as well, like you get this feeling of never being lean enough, and then when you are lean for your stage, for your competition day, you're only that lean for a couple of days, and then afterwards you're what you were before. And I think it does mess up your head. Again, as a disclaimer, I'm not saying this is the case for all bodybuilders, but it just wasn't for me, and it did have a lasting negative effect. And if you're watching this video, I want you to really think, if you're in this situation where maybe you've got a personal trainer who is encouraging you to compete, or if you've got friends that are encouraging you to compete, have a real think, is this what I really want? Because there's so many different ways to show off what you've been doing in the gym. You can run a marathon, you can enter powerlifting, weightlifting. In your city there will be hundreds of different sports that you can get into that don't involve being a bodybuilder. I'm just looking through my Instagram to try and find more evidence of mistakes I've made. Do not dye your eyebrows blue just as you're about to do something pretty big in your life that requires you to have lots of pictures taken. I, for some reason, decided to have blue eyebrows just before I did my personal trainer course, and of course there's loads of pictures of you taken during that time. Like, you need to see these. They're blue for absolutely no reason. Actually, looking back, I had some quite intense eyebrow decisions over the years. I was Cara Delevingne before Cara Delevingne even knew it. Wait, here's another one. Look at them. Remember Scouse Brow? That was me. There's more blue eyebrows. What the hell? And of course, it wouldn't be a proper Shona fitness video if I didn't talk about some of the fashion mistakes that I'd made over the years, because you know me, I'm really into my clothes. I've always been into things that are a bit strange. So I'll give you a little slideshow now of some of the things that I have genuinely worn to the gym over the years. I'm so happy in this picture, but those low-rise flare gym trousers are making me sad. Not much wrong with this picture. Wait, what are those? I came in like a wrecking ball. Here I am serving Hades from the Hercules Disney film Realness. Yes, Queen lift. Oh, there's a picture of me looking fabulous. How did that get in there? Sorry, guys. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed hearing about some of the mistakes that I've made over the years. And hopefully you do not make the same ones as I do. If you've got any mistakes that you've made, please write them in the comments. I would love to hear them. Anyway, please like and subscribe especially. That would be awesome and I'd love that. Thank you very much. I hope you have a lovely Easter weekend and eat lots of Easter eggs, but not too many because that would be a fitness mistake. Anyway, love you guys. Have a nice weekend. Bye.